Ow, my groin!
Oh my god. Apparently you could have pre-ordered this special edition of Hotline Miami 2 with a vinyl soundtrack.
Ooh.
I thought we weren't pre-ordering things anymore.
I don't.
That was a thing that we were supposed to do, people on the internet.
Not pre-order things?
Not pre-order video games.
Oh, video games. Okay. I was going to say, I pre-ordered the Blu-ray of Ghoulies and Ghoulies 2, and I have no regrets.
That's pre-ordering something you already know is good.
But it's not good, that's the thing.
Something you know you'll enjoy.
Yeah.
There was a fiasco late last year, early this year, with pre-ordering games that turned out to be terrible, and there was a general consensus that we weren't pre-ordering games anymore.
Okay.
I have saved much for this.
All right, I'm erasing everything.
You're erasing
Hopefully it's backed up properly.
Oh, you might need to turn it down a little bit.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
In the audio.
All right.
You just went away from the audio.
Hold on.
What are you doing?
I'm going to turn it down in here in the mixer.
I don't think that works.
You don't think that works?
I don't know. You can do it in-game, is all I'm saying.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, I should update the stream. Yes, you can pre-order Blu-rays. You're right.
I pre-ordered Ghoulies 2, which is one Blu-ray.
Okay.
And I pre-ordered Escape from New York.
I think those are fine pre-orders.
Especially Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Because that's the best. I'm so excited. When does that come out? April, I think? The Blu-ray?
Watch me not know.
Here we go. No death run.
All right.
No death run. What card is Rich gonna die on? Like the second.
You take the second
Right.
card. All right.
No. Hand down for what?
Your stake is wagered.
Beep beep beep.
Jay, what's your favorite John Carpenter movie?
Probably Escape from New York.
For me, Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Definitely Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
There's other movies that I would say are probably better, but my personal favorite is Escape from New York.
Okay, that's fine. That's a fine thing.
By the way, both are fine movies.
Yeah, I love Big Trouble in Little China too.
Yeah. Let's just say you're both right. On each other.
Let's just say any John Carpenter movie made in the 80s
there we go.
is a right answer.
That's a perfect caveat to put on that.
12 years must fall before you may challenge.
Ooh, They Live. That's another
They
good
Live's
one.
great. They're all great.
They're all good.
I've only seen They Live once.
Oh.
I need to see it again, yeah.
You do need to
That
see
was
it.
one I saw way before I even knew who John Carpenter was, but it was on cable all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought the premise was so neat.
Cards fall where they may.
I remember renting it
Yeah.
in the video store on a VHS tape.
What?
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
What?
Yeah,
They
I
used to
never
have
rented
these-
it because it was just always on cable.
They used to have these cassettes that had two spools with magnetic tape.
Yeah.
And they would actually play movies.
And you had to travel out of your house and go to this building to get these things.
What?
It was the greatest part of my childhood was going to the video store. Every Friday night we would go. I would rent a stack of movies.
That's right, I'm here to play cards and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of bubblegum. Cracker Man 526.
Yeah, Cracker Man. You be that Cracker Man.
You can now reflect your opponent's ranged attacks using your shield. Make good use
The fuck is a building? Appropriate response. Appropriate response.
Choose from these options.
Some video stores did have video games as well. You're right.
Yep.
It was a thing.
Most
You could go and
did.
rent. You could go and rent. It was great.
Back in the day, I never bought games. I rented everything.
Yeah.
Just about, unless I really absolutely loved a game.
Sure. I can see that.
A moment to savor.
I played a shitload of NES games just because it was like Friday after school. It was my
Yeah.
treat. Got to rent a video game for the weekend.
Yeah. And to see how far you can make it in the weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the real thing. Ooh, Maiden on the start. Nice.
It's a tutorial, Jack. You always get these.
Oh, are you doing the tutorial? Oh, I suppose
I'm
you
starting from the
clean
start.
slate. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Jack, get on
What?
the trolley.
I'm not on the trolley because I haven't done the tutorial.
Get on the
since I started.
trolley, you crocodile brain.
There you go.
Every week. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
It's true. It's true. A ruse, you missed Homeworld Remastered. All of it.
It was terrible because I'm horrible at RTS games.
It looked great.
I don't hate the game. I'm just terrible at it.
Sure.
I wish I were good at the game because I like Homeworld, but RTSs are not my thing.
Every step you take.
Oh God, they're saying, Rich, please explain your game show riddle to Jay.
My game show riddle?
Game show riddle.
What was it called? The Who Wants to Be a Millionaire effect? No, the Monty Hall.
Oh, the Monty Hall problem.
Monty Hall problem. Because I still...
Have you heard of the Monty Hall problem?
No.
All right. You know, let's make a deal, right? He shows you the 3 doors. He asks you to pick one.
Yeah.
And there's usually like a goat behind 2 of the doors.
Okay.
And then one has the car, right?
Sure.
So door 1, 2, and 3. You pick a door. You pick door number 1, right?
Yeah.
And then for dramatic tension's sake, Monty Hall, he reveals what's behind door number 3, and it's one of the goats.
Yeah.
And he says, "Would you like to change your door for the drama of it all?"
Yeah.
Now here's the Monty Hall problem. What is in your best interest? Does it make a difference if you change or not? Does it affect the odds at all?
It doesn't affect the odds, no.
It does.
How does it affect the odds?
This is some math shit, but it does. It doubles your odds of winning the car if you change your pick. It goes from a 1/3 chance to get the car to a 2/3 chance to get the car. And there's some funky math involved, but it works that way.
Okay. I'll have to take your
Because-
word for it.
Because there's 2 goats in 1 car, right?
Yeah.
So when you make that first choice, what are you more likely to get, the goat or the car?
More likely to get the goat.
2/3 chance you're going to get a goat, right?
Yeah.
So you pick a goat, most likely. 2/3 you pick a goat.
Yeah.
He reveals the other goat, right?
Yeah.
What's the only other door left?
But then you still... I don't
Think
get
about
this.
it.
I
Think
don't
about it,
get this
though.
at all.
You 2/3 chance to pick a goat, the first choice, right?
Right.
So
Then
you-
he reveals one of the goats.
Yeah.
So if you're most likely to pick a goat in the first place, and you know where the other goat is, if you switch, you're going to get the car.
Where are you getting this from?
Number file, because I'm a nerd and I like math.
Okay. I would have to look this up and see what they have to say, because I don't get it.
It's very... I think it makes sense mathematically, and I want to say that they went back and like analyzed who made the choices, and the people that did make the choice to switch were bigger winners, like
Okay.
won more often. And so like the math checks out, even though it's weird.
Yeah. It just seems like chance more
Yes.
than
Yeah.
math, but...
Yeah.
But it seems like no matter what, at that point you have a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
But math. I think you're right. We're just
Math
gonna
is
nod.
stupid. Who needs math?
We're gonna nod and smile.
Easy.
Well,
Easy.
you got your thwart. This is
I got my Thord.
Oh, they also proved
I'm
it
that
in
much
this.
louder than the others. Let me move my mic away because I'm leaning forward now when I'm playing this game.
Rich is abnormally loud. I have done all I can to curtail Rich's loudness. I don't know how his voice projects the way it does. It's amazing. Science needs to study you, Rich.
And there's probably math involved that
There's
could figure it out.
probably math involved. It's always amazing when because we have now we record when Rich and I do an episode. I can level each of us individually, and it's a nice self-contained audio recorder that deals with compression very well. So it's like, and we have nice mics on you, and yet still you blow it away every time. I was like, and especially in like audio mixing the order episode where you scream for the majority of it. Even though like the audio...
you know what? You know the problem is there. We do the sound checks, and I do what I think is going to be my normal voice during the sound check, and of course we do the review, and I'm screaming.
Oh no!
So
but even though like technically your levels are below everything else, you're still louder. It makes no sense. It's beautiful. I enjoy the mystery of your voice, Rich.
Artifacts provide powerful special abilities to use in combat, but it takes time to ready them.
Yeah, we're playing cards again.
I'm sure it's not called Dead Man's Gorge.
Yes, Rich would be... Well, Rich doesn't have a... I think a death metal band needs a deep voice. Rich does not have a deep voice.
Hair metal band.
Yes.
I can totally be in a hair metal. Oh yeah!
Get Rich in a hair metal band.
I could see me singing Dr. Feelgood. You know what makes you feel good?
Oh my god.
We tried to have you sing once, Rich. It
I know.
didn't work out so well. We
I know.
replaced your voice
To
with
be-
Jack's.
To be
That's
fair,
saying
there
something.
was no music to sing to.
I don't think it would have made a difference.
No, I don't think so either.
Didn't you try and auto-tune his voice, Jack, and you couldn't even figure that out?
And it wouldn't.
Your computer just exploded?
That's exactly what happened. It was Rich's, hey there, whore, with your heart of gold.
Yeah. I think the outtakes are online.
Yeah.
I think.
Hey there, hon, you
God.
gotta go.
It was, see, I think that we
That
could've
was
worked
better,
with.
actually.
Yeah.
You know what I can be? I can be a BG.
Ooh.
Stay alive, stay alive,
Oh my
stay
god.
Oh my god.
Ace Gigolo, you're right. We'll call the band Dick Punch. If Rich was in a hair metal band, it would be Dick Punch.
Effective nonetheless.
You know, technically the axe is stronger.
Yeah.
But I like Thor.
You like Thords? You like Thords even over +2 hit points?
Yes.
That's insane.
Because you know what? At this point in the game, it doesn't make a fucking difference.
That's true. That's real true. Yes, the fighting in this is not just extremely Arkham Asylum. Besides the bat gadgets, it's exactly Arkham Asylum. And that's a good thing. We like Arkham Asylum.
You have reached my first champion. A good man driven to madness by a war that took all from him. Why
No one can stay alive during that.
I
get it. I get it.
now we see your mettle?
Oh, sorry, we haven't talked about the game. We've streamed this game a couple times, so I guess we just assume that people know. So
People
this
know
game,
what it is at this point.
and this is the next episode, so you'll know all about this game in a little bit. So this game is part deck building and part brawler, third-person brawler. And so what happens at the end of every encounter, right now you're facing, you know, a Jack, a card character, the Jack of Dust, Jack of Thieves. At the end of this, Rich will be able to organize his deck to give himself the best odds of getting the best equipment and also the encounters that he wants to get. And it's this really nerdy board gamey thing where he's going to have to organize his deck for the things that he might get. He's not even guaranteed to get all of his equipment. And then throughout the game, he'll randomly pick up equipment that is in his deck and randomly engage in encounters that are in his encounter deck. And then you get this nice brawling. Easy.
Easy.
Easy peasy.
Easy.
You get this nice Batman Arkham Asylum type brawling, which is very fun and satisfying, where you get to counter and knock people back with your field and hit people with your thwart.
Perhaps there is
Bored.
You hit people with your thwart and bash them with your field.
one champion has been sent to the cabinet.
It's a dick building game.
We are only at the start. You will face 11 more opponents.
Ed Boron says, my neighbors just knocked on my door and asked me, what the fuck am I watching? Switching to headphones. Thanks, Rich.
Yep, that'll learn you.
Yet I will also make my as you improve, so do I.
Nice leftover beefcake. Hand of Fate, 4 out of 10. Not enough dick punching. There is a shocking lack of dick punching in this game. I will say that. I agree. Plenty of thwards in field, though. So, like, as you see here, you beat the Jack of Dust, and you get all of these... If you beat certain things, if you achieve certain encounters, you get these tokens, which unlock more cards. And so now you're going to see Rich build his deck, which is my absolute favorite part of the game. As someone who plays, like, board games, like physical deck building games, I love the digital deck building.
Welcome to the cabinet. Home of
It's very satisfying getting all of your little...
So I beat the Jack.
Yeah.
The Jack of Dust. Now I move on to the Jack of Skulls.
Yes. Where you fight skeletons.
to face my
Oh, build that deck, yo.
There's the deck builder button.
Oh, build it.
I like to organize my cards.
Don't do the recommended equipment.
No, of course not. Never do.
Never do. Never do the recommended. You choose your own encounters.
I'm in charge of my own damn fate.
That's
God
right.
Damn it. Desperate measures.
Oh, yeah.
They don't tell you what these things do until you've used them at least once, which is a little bit annoying.
I like it.
I get asked, it's a little bit annoying. I hate it when games do that. I know you like it because you're a weirdo.
I like it. Well, it means you have to. It forces you to explore options that you might not have taken. You know, where it's like, oh, this shield says that if I use it, I get to dick punch a guy twice, and I don't think I'm ever going to use that. But if you're forced to use it, you might discover you love dick punching guys twice.
Are you sure you like dick punching? I'm sorry, that's stupid.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's stupid.
It's fine. And so if you see here, the bottom area is the deck, is your hand, and then the top area.
Well, these are the encounters. Yeah. Yeah.
But the bottom area is the encounters that you could possibly get, and then the top area is all the cards you have. And so right now, Rich needs 12 cards and he has 15, so he has to get rid of 3 encounters.
No, some of them you can see the little shiny bit on the bottom of the card.
Yeah.
That's a token. Now, when you land on a card, there's some kind of like FTL. Mm-hmm. There's some kind of event that happens. Maybe you'll fight some dudes, or maybe you'll have to cross the river or something.
Yep.
And if you do the event right, you do well, you get the token, and that unlocks more cards. Sometimes more encounters, sometimes more equipment.
Yep. So if you are a fan of collecting digital things and having to perform specific tasks to collect digital things, this is the thing, which is something I enjoy a lot. Clearly, we need a dick punch icon. I'll see if I can work on that. Maybe just a fist, and then you could, like the fist to Rich's face, dick punch. I don't know. Because I can't.
Yeah, it'd be hard to convey in one little graphic
graphic.
dick punch.
And we probably can't have a penis.
Prepare yourself.
They might not
That's
appreciate
probably
that.
against the rules. I don't know if Jay has a strong reaction to the ending of The Order 1886.
I couldn't have it because I didn't sit through the game.
Right.
I think you have to experience to truly. I mean, I know that the, gunshot cut the black thing is overused and lame, but I didn't sit through the whole game, so I would have no way to understand what it felt like.
Now, I've seen people say they weren't really familiar with Gunshot Fade to Black or Fade to Black Gunshot.
Really?
Is this? Yeah, I mean, is this something we're just familiar with because of film school and whatnot?
Is it? Maybe if you didn't go to film school, it doesn't seem like such a horrible, uncreative cliche, but
if you've ever, here's what you do. I'm sure at some point your local film school will have some sort of student film showcase.
Oh, sure.
Go to that and count how many Gunshot Fade to Blacks there are. Because you know what? It will be more than one. It will either be a gunshot fade to black or a person hanging themselves off camera. Some sort of like someone kills someone off camera and that's the end of it.
And multiple movies will open with someone being woken up by an alarm clock.
Yes. As their eyes open because the alarm is going off.
It'll be a close-up of an alarm clock, and the alarm clock will go off. That'll be the opening shot of the movie.
Thank you, Mean Mr. Muster. I know Rich and I really liked the last prereq as well, and I appreciate you saying that. I was a little worried about the length, but I think we got our feelings across. Half hour. That's well out of my comfort zone. I make Thort videos. It's got to be under a minute. It's got to be under a minute with 10 dick jokes.
God damn it. Also, I don't have a shield. I can't see the incoming attacks.
Oh, I think that's an easy. Jay, Total Recall or The Terminator?
Oh, Terminator.
I might go Total Recall.
Over Terminator? Really?
Fuck you.
Yeah?
I mean, they're both great, but... No, I gotta go with Terminator.
Gotta go with Terminator.
More interesting story. I like the style more.
Is it a more interesting story?
I think so.
It's a good, solid story of the Terminator. I'm not saying I hate Terminator. Right. I know these things get twisted.
What? No, people don't do that.
And Total Recall's great because you're never really sure which story is true. Is he the secret agent, or is he in the memory chair having a seizure?
Sure. It's a more complicated story, I guess, but I just like the straightforward, streamlined nature of Terminator, and I just like the style of it. I like the music a lot.
Yeah.
So it's more for the technical aspects than anything else, but
Yeah.
Total Recall's great too.
Okay, well, so someone is asking the more important question: Total Recall or Running Man?
Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Yeah.
Running Man goes below. I like the Running Man too.
I like
but
Running Man.
I rank that below most of the '80s science fiction
That's-
action movies.
That's minor Schwarzenegger. Although there is a great head explosion in it.
I still think it has a place. It has a
Sure,
It
it's
has
a fine movie.
It has a
but-
special place. Like it's no Total Recall.
No.
But it has a special place.
Oh yeah, Running Man's fine. I haven't watched it in a really long time.
Damn it! I want that token. It's gonna cost me some food, but I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again until I get this token.
Yep.
Because I'm stupid, and I'm gonna die because I'm doing this. Because I'm gonna.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, this is your no death run.
Yeah.
Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna fucking die. No.
Yes.
Ooh, huge success.
Oh, Total Recall remake, or RoboCop remake. The correct answer is neither.
The correct answer is neither. But if I absolutely had to choose, Total Recall remake.
Did you even see that?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even see it.
It's not. It's bad.
Yeah.
But
But it's better
they're both
than
bad.
RoboCop.
It's
Yeah.
better than RoboCop.
The RoboCop wasn't terrible. I'd have to see Total
Other
Recall
than
again.
being pointless and
Oh, sure, but I mean, it was watchable. It wasn't like just an awful movie. I have no desire to ever watch it again, but
You press on. Many have reached this far.
The-
Further, in fact. I do not know if you have what it takes to do better than they did.
now, chat, you can't call Dredd a Judge Dredd remake. It has absolutely nothing to do with the
Yeah.
Stallone movie.
yeah.
It's just another attempt to adapt the comic.
You could have, like, the comic book did not exist, I suppose.
Sure, but that's not the case. No, Dredd is just its own movie, and it's great. And you still haven't watched it.
I know.
I've been using bits of the score from that as temp score for Space Cop.
Which is great.
The score for that movie is so awesome.
Given how rarely one
Did you ever see the Stallone Judge Dredd movie?
No.
I never even saw it.
Why would I want to?
I don't know.
I saw that, and I saw, like, the trailer for that, and I thought, no. No. This isn't going to happen.
Fair enough. Were you familiar with the comics at all?
Familiar with? I to this day, I still haven't read one because it's not really a thing in the States.
Okay.
It's not like the comic book stores were littered with Judge Dredd issues.
Okay.
So,
Yes, Zap Powers. You're right.
I'm sure
The most successful remakes, and everyone can agree on this, is The Thing and The Fly.
yeah.
Those are the two that are pretty much universally liked.
a cave, traps, and the hope of treasure. It's all I can ask for, and more. This token will unlock more cards if you can defeat this encounter.
I'm trying to think of other remakes.
Oh, God. Every movie made in the last 6 years?
Well, okay.
The 80s Blob is a good remake.
Yeah.
I actually like it more than the original The Blob.
I've never seen the original.
No, it's
No.
fine. But it's, you know, it's from a different era. I like the Dawn of the Dead remake.
Now we begin
Um,
to raise the stakes.
What else?
I've avoided the Dawn of the Dead remake because I hate the fast zombies.
Sure, and that's, yeah, if you don't like that, then
Oh,
don't-
so
don't
okay,
bother.
so it's a don't bother if you don't like that.
I guess so. I
Because I was wondering if I should give it a chance.
yeah. No, I think it's worth watching, but if that's... I mean, that is a big part of the movie.
Okay.
It's like, it does what a good remake should do, which is it takes the bare bones of the premise and goes in a completely different direction with it. There isn't...
Well, here's the thing. Did it need to be a remake, or could they have just made it as a zombie movie?
They could have just made it a zombie.
Okay.
Well, I don't know, the mall. Like, you could not make a zombie movie set in a mall and have people not say this is a ripoff of Dawn of the Dead.
Okay. Okay.
You kind of have to call it Dawn of the Dead.
What if they set it like at a mini mart?
Well, that would be different.
Or a Kmart, or
Well, yeah, that'd be bigger. But like a gas station or something, like a smaller location would be different.
like Maximum Overdrive, which you could basically replace the cars with zombies.
Sure.
I was never a fan of illusion.
But you got to keep the AC/DC music.
Here, I'll make an exception.
Were you guys talking about the Dawn of the Dead remake while I was gone?
We're just talking about remakes in general, and how everyone can agree that The Thing and The Fly are excellent remakes.
Left arm is as important as a strong right arm, after all.
And you know why? It's because they're made by people that wanted to make those movies. It's not a studio saying, "What else we got? Let's remake this. Let's attach this director to it." No, The Fly was made because David Cronenberg... Well, actually, no, The Fly was in development before Cronenberg got involved. But he had his own take on it. He had his own style. He made his own movie. John Carpenter wanted to do his own version of The Thing, and he did.
Token in it for you if you win.
They're filmmaker driven, not studio. We've got a title that we can sell. Driven.
Sure, but how are they going to make any money, Jay? Nope. How are you going to sell dolls? Gotta sell dolls. That's how we make our money, Jay. Selling all the dolls. How are they going to make The Thing Lego minifigures?
Speaking of oh, sorry,
No,
you're still on a
I
thought.
know, I was just going to joke. Go ahead.
They're asking if you saw the Thing prequel remake.
Oh
Whatever.
god, yeah, the quote unquote prequel. It's just a remake of John Carpenter's The Thing. Yeah, it sucks. CG ruins it. And what's unfortunate is they shot it with all practical effects.
Yeah.
All practical monsters, and they looked great.
Now, weren't the people who did the practical effects, weren't they taking basically those effects, they were making their own movie? What happened with that?
Oh yeah, Lance Henriksen's supposed to be in it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it. I don't even know what it's called.
Has that come and gone in the theaters, or...
I don't think it's been made yet.
I thought I saw a trailer for it. So maybe I just saw unused practical effects footage, though.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't think it's been made yet.
Okay.
I think they maybe did like a Kickstarter or something for it. I don't know much about it.
The most fundamental symbol of might for an age.
Wonder why they wouldn't have used the practical effects. I mean, could they have been just terrible?
No, they look great. There's footage of it
Why would you
on YouTube.
Why would you reject that?
Because it looked too old and corny. It's, it was,
But
this
if
was
it looks good, it looks good.
No, this was a producer's note. This is like executives coming in and saying you can't do it like this. Like it has to be more. They have to flail around and be more have more action.
They have to flail around unrealistically
Yeah.
because we can do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the CG in the movie looks like shit.
I'm sure that was exactly the note, by the way, is we need more action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flail around. We need, like, the snaky noises while they flail around, too. Can you do that?
And I'm not against CG at all. Like
Yeah.
it can be used well, but like I mean the original The Thing, like not the original, the John Carpenter The Thing, like that is a prime example of the value of practical effects. Like those effects look great, and it's partially because of how they're shot. Like they're in the shadows a lot of the time. Like that movie is just like a perfect example of how to use practical effects effectively.
How much CGI is in Space Cop?
None?
Uh,
Would you consider
a computer-generated image, you know?
I guess. I mean, we have like laser bolts and shit, but we're shooting a lot of miniatures too.
The answer is an appropriate amount.
An appropriate amount.
Well, what about the opening? Isn't that going to be a CGI spectacular?
No? What are you talking about? Are you making things up?
I'm making things up.
Oh, okay. You're trying to be funny.
That goblin took your mace.
I still got my Thord.
Oh, good.
That mace is good for skeletons, though, and I'm going to fight skeletons sooner or later.
Yeah, beat the shit out of that goblin while it's down.
He took my fucking mace. I'm going to beat the shit out of that goblin when he's down. And I'm not going to feel bad about it.
Don't take my shit.
Get over here. Get over here.
Now I just want to watch The Thing.
You could.
I already watched it once this year. Well, like technically last year. I always watch The Thing on our first like big snowfall.
Okay.
It always gets me in the mood to watch The Thing.
You're under no obligation to be here. You can go home and watch the thing right now.
I could. I could leave right this second and go home and watch The Thing.
I mean, you could. You might want to.
I always want to. Like, always want to be watching some John Carpenter movie.
Oh, water is good for my throat.
You got a sore throat?
I do.
You sound a little raspy.
I'm a little raspy.
Yeah.
Starting or ending a sickness.
Ugh.
We'll see.
I'm impressed.
It's fine.
Few select these sorts of weapons because nobody ever anticipates.
Zelda!
Zelda!
Where's my sword, Zelda?
Perfect for bludgeoning the undead.
Blep.
What?
Blep.
Blep?
Blep.
Why would you say blep?
Blep.
What does that mean? Is that a word in English?
Blep.
Is that a Czechoslovakian word? What is that?
It's Czechoslovakian. You could do a Thing commentary track.
The undead
Then, you know.
We could.
of all the players in the game.
I don't know that that's going to be the next one, though.
It might not be the next one, but it could be one in the future.
How does one choose commentary tracks? Whatever you feel like talking about.
Yeah, it depends.
Oh, okay.
Like we did Ghostbusters 2, I think, because of Harold Ramis passing.
Sure.
It was on our minds, and that happening along with the talk of a Ghostbusters 3 or a Ghostbusters reboot.
Oh, have you heard they're going back to boys for Ghostbusters?
They're not going back to it. They're making it an addition.
Are really?
There's going to be an all-female
Jesus
Ghostbusters
Christ.
and
But-
then a dude Ghostbusters.
No. It's not a dude Ghostbusters, though.
Oh, okay.
It's dudes in the Ghostbusters universe. They're making a franchise. Yeah. Yeah.
That I heard that news right around the same time I heard about the Blob prequel, and I was just like, "This is it.
Yep.
I'm done."
With movies.
Rest in peace, movies.
Oh.
Like, this is just the worst, like, most uncreative ideas. Like, Ghostbusters is not the fucking. It's not the Avengers. Like,
Right.
we don't need a whole universe of Ghostbusters movies. It's a comedy
They're
about a couple of
idiots.
schlubs. Like, we don't need this.
Everything needs to be a
They're
franchise.
they're so incompetent. They basically gave Spider-Man to Marvel because they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doesn't tombs, and even I cannot say
Something I'm okay with.
And you know, girls or not, don't remake Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
This is not a movie that needs to be remade.
No.
They're not remaking it, though, Rich. They're reimagining. Because that's completely different.
Why not? If only, say, a group of ladies could make an all-original comedy, it would never be profitable. Say
That's the thing,
Say if
like-
like a group of 4 ladies or so made an original comedy.
Yeah, Bridesmaids was like a huge hit.
Oh, of course.
Shouldn't that be like a signal? Like, hey, we should do more original things. Because look, it turned out well and it was profitable.
thing. Yeah.
People, the masses are dumb, but they want to see new things, even if they don't realize it. Like, people want to see new stuff.
It's really true. Here is the real problem. We can't blame the studios.
Yes. Well, are you saying we can't? People pay and see these things?
It's our fault.
But these movies do okay. These remakes, these reboots, they do well. They're profitable.
Yeah.
But would original things make more money?
Maybe. Doesn't
No
matter.
one wants to take the risk.
Do you go with the solid bet or do you go with the risk?
It's like treading water, though. Like, why? I don't know.
No, even
It's depressing to think about. This Ghostbusters thing is like the most ridiculous. Like, exploiting what is just a simple, innocent 80s comedy now has to be some sort of expanded universe with multiple films. Like, fuck that. That is the worst idea.
yeah.
Ugh.
No, and see, here's the thing. I agree with you, but you know, it's a chicken and egg kind of situation.
Yeah.
Where obviously it had a genesis, but it's a little murky, and it will run its course. The movies always do.
Yeah.
We go through an indie thing, we go through a big blockbuster thing, and right now we are at the tip of the blockbuster phase.
Yeah. Well, the disappointing thing is there has been a number of really good independent movies made, but nobody sees them, or a small group of people see them. Like, not enough people have seen Enemy. That movie's fantastic.
I've added some cars to spice up the game.
But the Avengers, the Avengers 4.
There was a lot of really great independent horror movies last year. It was like one of the best years for horror in a long time, but these are all little movies that not a lot of people have seen. Watch Late Phases, people. An elderly blind war vet fights werewolves, and it's fucking great.
Late Phases?
Yeah, Late Phases.
That sounds great.
It just came out on Blu-ray. It's been on VOD for a while now, but
All right.
he's like this Charles Bronson-esque character, and he's been moved into this retirement home by his son, and his first night there, his neighbor gets attacked by a werewolf, and there's not any like what attacked her. He's just like, oh, I guess there's werewolves. And so he spends the next month leading up to the next full moon just preparing himself to do battle with werewolves. Because he knows he's old, he's going to die soon, he's a war vet, like, and this is like his last, chance to prove himself or his last battle. And so he fights these werewolves. And it's fucking great. And there's a lot of, like, good character work in it. Like, it actually has a heart.
Tear both your eyes out wants to know, is he a super effective grandpa?
Yes. He is the most effective grandpa. Although technically he's not a grandpa because his kid doesn't have a kid, but whatever. Yeah, no, Late Phases. It's great.
That sounds great.
It's excellent. And all practical werewolves.
Yeah.
Just guys in big rubber suits. It's so great.
They don't make many good werewolf movies, do they?
No, not really. Late Phases is good. American Werewolf in London is good.
Yeah, that's the big one.
That's the big one. And The Wolfman, of course. But I've actually never seen the original Wolfman. The Howling's pretty good.
Oh, I don't have a shield. Fuck.
The Howling 2, Your Sister is a Werewolf, of course.
Of course. Did you see that video? It came out, I want to say a year or so ago, called The Most Amazing Werewolf Transformation Scene Ever?
No.
So, like, you know how in the in the American Werewolf in London werewolf transformation scene, it's a lot of just, like, the guy clawing at himself and, like,
Sure.
like, exaggerating before any makeup effects come on, right? And so this guy it's like 3 solid minutes of just a guy clawing at himself, but nothing actually transforms.
Really?
And he goes through, like, he goes on all fours and he's like, and like looking at his hands dramatically, but nothing ever happens.
Oh, that's funny.
One of the most beautiful videos ever.
Got him! Fucking goblin almost got away with my gold.
Wolfman 2, your daughter is a wolf, man. Nice one, like Lion Brain. Oh my god, you're so right. Adventures in Babysitting needs a cinematic universe. Marvel, because Thor played a big part in Adventures in Babysitting. So
That's true.
It
Thor was involved in that movie.
In the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Done. Done, done, done. you imagine? Don't ever mention that again, because someone will hear that. And
I'm surprised that movie hasn't been remade, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a huge hit.
Really? I watched it a
think so.
lot. It was on cable all the time when I was growing up.
Yeah.
This game is still only beginning. New rules, new tools.
That's a movie that's due for a remake, if for no other reason than maybe to eliminate some of the racism. Have you watched that movie recently? I saw it a couple of years ago. It's really, it's a little, it's a little sketchy.
Was it a little too suburban?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
It's like the worst aspects of the John Hughes movies, just like bumped up a lot.
Was it John Hughes? Did he write that or something?
No, Chris Columbus wrote it.
Because it felt
Wrote
like it wanted to
dramas.
be a John Hughes type movie.
Yeah, it kind of has that feeling a bit, but no, he didn't have any involvement.
That's right. Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio plays
He's Thor, yeah.
thin, buff Thor before, nowadays.
Yeah, he doesn't quite look like that anymore.
No, I mean, you age. Things happen with age. Adventures in Babysitting was remade as a TV movie for Disney Channel. What?
Oh, of course it is.
Yuck.
Unfamiliar with that.
Well, now you know. We don't often watch the Disney Channel. Putting that out there. Is he the Kingpin? Is Vincent D'Onofrio the Kingpin of the Daredevil?
I don't know.
Someone is saying, how about him as the Kingpin? He'd be a great Kingpin.
Armor protects you from damage.
Oh no, someone just listed a long list of remakes. Are these real or are you making jokes?
Can never know for sure.
Yeah, at this point, everything seems possible.
Flight of the Navigator.
I remember that movie. I liked that as a kid.
Death Wish. Escape from New York. Starship Troopers. How can you remake Starship Troopers?
Opponent's challenges.
I don't believe this.
Stupidly.
No one would remake Drop Dead Fred.
No, yeah, that wasn't a hit. No one cares about that movie.
I do.
To be fair, Starship Troopers is kind of a famous book.
And the movie is
And
not a
yes.
representation of the book at all.
Yes.
So you can do another adaptation of the book that's
Sure.
gonna be closer
That's
to the source
acceptable,
material.
but they're just going to make a schlock anyway that's still
Yeah.
not anywhere close to the book.
Right.
So, moot point.
Ooh, D'Onofrio is playing the Kingpin in the Netflix Daredevil show. I like that. I like Vincent D'Onofrio. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio.
Just D'Onofrio.
Isn't it D'Onofrio?
Nope. It's D'Onofrio.
Okay. I enjoy him as an actor. So that makes me more excited about the Netflix original Daredevil
Is that on
TV
yet?
show. No,
Oh, okay. When does that start?
I don't know. They keep talking about it, so I can only assume it's getting closer. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Someone just mentioned Tim Burton is doing a live-action Dumbo. Did you hear about this?
What?
Sure did.
I can see the whole movie in my head.
Yep.
Whenever I hear Tim Burton's making this, like, I can see the whole movie in my head.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yep.
I miss Tim Burton.
At one point,
He's been replaced by Tim Bertrand.
Tim Bertrand. Yes.
All these bad movies that have his name on it, that's actually Tim Bertrand.
Yeah. That's incredibly accurate.
Is that the robot that's designed to make Tim Burton movies?
Yeah, exactly.
The Tim Bertrand?
That's why they're so predictable stylistically now.
Yeah, and Tim Burton is out on an island somewhere. Or just, not an island. He'd be in like a castle.
Yeah.
He's in a castle and he's just having fun tinkering. And
That robot was the best idea I ever had.
all this money keeps coming in, but I don't have to do anything. Thank you, old wizard. Old robot making wizard. You're welcome. Now off to Michael Bay's.
You're welcome. That was much better. That was much better than what you did.
My voice is a little hoarse. Normally, I'm a little more
This is true. Oh,
I'm a little more
there's nothing interesting I can buy here.
grandiose with my voices. And Johnny Depp as the pink elephant. Right. No, Johnny Depp, I'm sure in the remake there will be a kindly circus master.
Yeah, they'll have to work in a human character that's one of the main characters.
Yep.
Because you can't have your main character be an elephant.
No, because that wouldn't be a classic at all.
Yeah. You have to have a human
You have to have a human,
and push Dumbo to the side a little bit.
and not all the humans will be horrible jerks anymore. There'll be one kindly one that's fighting against all the other jerks. Maybe there's one kind one who wants to treat all the animals with respect.
Oh, sure.
And so he works with Dumbo. And that'll be Johnny Depp. And Helena Bonham Carter will play Dumbo's mom.
Yes. You know what I would like to see is a live-action remake of just the scene in Pinocchio when all the kids turn into donkeys. Like, that would be terrifying.
That would be terrifying.
Just
All right.
that scene, though. Someone get on that. Don't remake the whole movie, because there was already a live-action Pinocchio. It was, what's his face?
Oh, yeah.
Roberto Benigni.
Oh,
And
Roberto.
it looked creepy as hell.
Oh, Roberto Benigni. I remember when you were a thing. No, they'll have to get rid of the exceedingly racist crows and the
Yeah.
exceedingly racist everything else in Dumbo. My God, like starting from the opening song, I want to say like the opening song drops some harsh words.
What is the opening song?
It's
been
like-
so long since I've seen
It's like all of the black men pitching the tents and
it. Oh, okay.
you know, work all day like a good man does. Or it's terrible.
I'm sure you'll
It's all terrible. And yes, and Danny Elfman will do the music. We all know exactly what this movie is going to be. So here's the thing. Don't see it.
Yes.
Don't do it. We know it.
Don't tell them what to do.
I'm telling them what to do.
Don't tell these people, our fine viewers, what they can and can't do.
You should know better. We should know better. Use your past experiences to make future choices. Judge a book by its cover. I'm telling you, it's okay. That's what humans do. That's how we've survived for this long. We didn't say, I don't know, Gork over there ate those berries and died, but I'm not going to judge a book by its cover. I'm going to eat those berries too. No. We saw other people die when we ate the berries. That's how we live.
Try remaking Song of the South. You know, person in the chat who said that, who is, I can't even say it now. Whatever, whoever that was. You ever see the Saturday Night Live, like, lost version, the original version of Song of the South in the
No.
Disney Vault?
No.
I can't even sing the lyrics.
What era of Saturday Night Live is this?
I think it's when they started doing the Saturday, like, morning funhouse type stuff. I think it's in
Oh,
that era.
okay. So, like, late
Yeah.
90s, early 2000s. Okay. Yeah, I never saw that. I want to say I saw Song of the South, but
The
it's been
song
like...
the song goes like this. Whites are much cleaner, that's what I say. Negroes are inferior in every way.
I vaguely remember this.
And that was on SNL.
Okay. I think I remember this
Yeah.
now.
That's a good question. I wonder how fun. I'm sure Blazing Saddles is still incredibly funny.
Oh, Blazing Saddles is.
It's always funny.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference. Someone was saying like they hadn't seen it since they were like 12 or so, and they remember it being hilarious.
Yeah.
You'll probably appreciate it on a much deeper level. There's
Yes.
a lot going on in Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Besides fart humor, and there's great fart humor.
There is fart humor. That's a movie they will never remake. Blazing Saddles. No one would make a movie like that now. Or if they do, it would be like horribly tame and boring.
It'll be horribly tame and boring, and it won't be about a black sheriff. It'll be starring George Lopez.
They'll go for a different angle.
They'll go for a different look on racism in the Old West,
Yeah.
and it'll be about like a Mexican immigrant.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You see it?
Yeah,
already?
yeah.
It's happening. Or not George Lopez. He's too old. Who's the new like hot young comedian?
I don't know.
Enrique Iglesias.
Carlos Mencia, or is he too
No,
old?
he's
Oh,
too
he's ancient. at
There's a
this
new
point.
one, like a large comedian. He has a Comedy Central show, and he'll fall down a lot. It'll be Blazing Saddles meets Paul Blart. Paul Blart.
Directed by Seth MacFarlane.
Yep. Yep.
Maybe Ted 2 will flop, and then he'll be done.
You can
2
hope.
flops in a row, and then he'll be done. He'll go back to Family Guy, but he won't make movies anymore.
I don't know. Ooh, Kevin Hart. You're right. It'll be Kevin Hart in the Blazing Saddles remake.
There you go.
He's so hot right now. I liked Ted. I'm putting.
I thought Ted was a really like classically written comedy, but I
Yeah.
didn't think I didn't laugh once.
Oh, I laughed.
Yeah,
Yeah, I dug it.
I thought like I understood like the structure of it was great. Like
Yeah.
I thought as far as a comedy script goes, it was a well written, had a well written structure to it. I just
Yeah.
didn't think anything in it was funny.
And that's fair, I think. I think, with his style of humor, you're either on board or you're not.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
Did you see A Million Ways to Die in the West?
God, no. Why would I do such a thing?
I don't know. If you like Ted, you like his sense of humor.
I do. You know what I don't like? I don't like looking at his face.
That's the worst thing about that movie is like you can see the ego of him like now I'm going to be the lead in this movie.
Yes. I don't know if it's purposeful or just that's how his face is, but he has smug.
Yes, he has a punchable face.
And so it's like as soon as I knew he was starring in that live action, I checked out. You
Yeah.
can't. When do we get to the Pulp Fiction remake?
Oh man.
Right.
Tuesday.
Right.
It's coming out Tuesday.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. I thought Ted was funny. I enjoyed it, but more so like what Jay was saying, like the structure is classic by the numbers comedy.
Yeah, and not in a bad way. I don't mean that in it's a cliched thing. Like it was what a comedy script should be from the structure standpoint.
No, I thought it was good. I liked Ted's humor. I liked the overall premise. The boy wishes for a toy and the overall thing. And by the way, it's the only thing I've ever seen where I've enjoyed Mila Kunis.
Yeah,
I don't much enjoy her. But in that movie, it was like, oh, she is a decent actor. And
Did you see Black Swan?
I did see Black Swan. Yeah. She doesn't. Yeah, not a huge part in Black Swan, but
This is a pretty big part.
I think I talked about this. Black Swan is a perfect movie.
Black Swan's good.
Black Swan's a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Cinematography wise.
Sure.
Sorry, because I know you guys are gonna fucking bring this up again. Because anytime I call anything a perfect movie, cinematography wise, Black Swan is a perfect movie.
There are very few movies that I would say are perfect movies all around. In
right.
every aspect.
Right.
Fargo is one of them. Fargo is
Yes.
a perfect movie in every aspect.
The way that the camera's perspective changes for the different characters and situations in Black Swan is something that needs to be noted and studied. It's beautiful. Anytime that Natalie Portman is out in the world, the camera is very rigid and structured, very smooth moving. Anytime she's alone, it's very handheld and shaky. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. It's a perfect way to adapt the story by retelling the story, a story within a story. It's oh man. No, I dig the fuck out of Black Swan.
What about Back to the Future? Would you call that a perfect movie?
I mean, yes.
See, that's one of those things where I'd say like that's a perfect movie for what for like an '80s time travel comedy. But I mean, it's not a perfect movie.
What is imperfect about Back to the Future?
The time travel stuff, the morals of it are a little weird. I know Crispin Glover has actually talked about this, so it's like, he punches the bully at the end, and then when he goes back to the future, his character's like a yuppie that's made a ton of money. It's like that means success in the 80s.
Yeah.
So the morals are a little weird, but
It's light. You know what? It can't be a perfect movie because it's light.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, God.
There are movies like that, though, like Back to the Future, that I grew up with. They've been a part of my life for as long as I can remember, where, like, even if they're flawed, like, I can't even see that anymore.
Sure.
It transcends just being
Take
a
out
movie.
take out the thing. Well, they're all over
Think
there.
and wait.
Huh?
Think and wait. I want to take her out. The thing in the background, I just hit a button every now and then to block it.
Yeah, but then
she's the one that she's the one that's taking me out.
And if he's so successful from his writing, like, why do they still live in that house? Why wouldn't they have a nicer house at the end of Back to the Future?
Because if they did that, then Marty McFly would have like walked into the wrong house. He wouldn't
I
know where he
understand
lives
that.
anymore. They did that for very practical reasons.
Because that doesn't make for good visual shade.
For simplicity's sake, I understand.
The end of the movie can't be Marty McFly wandering around town. Where do I live? What have I done?
The reason, sorry to break up this talk with game talk, but the reason you have that combo counter in the lower left-hand corner is as you build combos, you do get stronger attacks, and there are certain items that use the combos to your favor. So, for example, you know, there's a ring that you can wear where if you get a 10 streak combo, it drops 10 coins.
I've never gotten that ring.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that existed.
So there are different things that utilize the combo system, but in general, the larger your combo, the stronger your attack.
Tobor Prime! Thank you for subscribing. We really appreciate it.
It's true, we do. He did do that in Back to the Future too. That's funny. Yeah, there's a whole lot wrong with that. Like the mom growing up and suddenly her son turns into the guy that she met.
Oh yeah, and she doesn't recognize him.
No, that's fine.
Anytime you do anything with time travel, there's going to be problems.
Yeah.
Logically.
Well,
just
you
kinda
watch
have to
your
go with
child grow up suddenly. At what point would you make the realization? When he's 12? I think that's the kind of thing. My argument is that would happen so slowly you wouldn't notice.
Okay.
You might notice like years later if you saw a picture of the guy you met in the past.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sure. All right.
he looked kind of like my son. But because of the gradual growing up of Marty McFly, I think it would have been unnoticeable.
Okay. I'll accept it.
Sure.
I've thought of that one.
Spent a lot of time thinking about this.
L. Swanting Cake wants to know when we thank a subscriber, Rich, how do we make that shit sound convincing every time?
We don't.
I was trying to get a little real for a second. It's because we actually really do appreciate it every single time. We've said this many times. Your donations, your subscriptions mean we get to keep doing this stream.
That is true.
That is true.
That is true.
So we actually appreciate it, which is why it sounds convincing. So I'll stop with this schmaltzy stuff. Let's talk about like taint or something.
Let's talk about why didn't Marty McFly just fuck his mother? I mean, she was hot.
She was so
The
hot.
fact that that was even like that is so bizarre to me that in a family friendly 80s comedy that is such an important part of the movie.
You know
his
why?
Mom coming onto his son is
You know
so
why?
weird.
Because one of the producers thought he was making Porky's. Because Porky's.
Really?
Porky's was big. Well, that's my guess. That's
don't
my
think so.
theory.
No.
That was a
No.
raunchy comedy era.
Porky's is like a raunchy sex comedy, but like,
Yes.
incorporating incest is such a weird thing.
No, I do believe it's producers' notes where they wanted to make sure that they had some sort of sex symbol for the teenagers who were seeing the movie, and you
I
have to
don't
get it
know.
in somehow.
I think this was just the brainchild of Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale. That was just the route they went.
Maybe.
But yes, Leah Thompson,
Oh.
that era,
Oof.
that and Howard the Duck, terrible
Oof.
movie, but she looked
Oof.
great in it.
You kidding? I watched like 8 seasons of
Oh, Caroline in
Caroline in the
her
City
show?
just to look at her. Oh,
What was the premise of that show? She was like a
she
cartoonist,
was
right?
She was like a
She was
newspaper.
Caroline in the city.
Oh.
She was a newspaper cartoonist. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And she had wacky friends or whatever. I
Sitcom things happened on the show.
I really did watch that show
I think I saw it a couple times.
just
but-
for her, and I remember almost nothing about it.
Yeah, and Back to the Future, she wanted to fuck her son.
Yeah.
Howard the Duck, she wanted to fuck a duck.
Yeah.
Leah Thompson in the 80s.
Good for her.
Weird choices.
Just doing it.
She found her niche.
Wanting to fuck weird things. Is there a third example of this?
I hope so.
There has to be. There has to be 3 for it to be a pattern.
I'm sure.
Chat, what other weird things
Did Leah
did Thompson want to fuck?
Yeah, but, oh, by the way, that's another thing. Hey, Biff, I know you tried to rape my wife, but why don't you come and work for me? And come over to the house all the time.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Listen,
It's the 80s. It was a different era.
It's a light.
See, from a screenplay perspective, they needed to show that Biff got his just desserts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and it works. It's fine.
Apparently she fucked Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah. What was that movie?
I don't know.
Some movie with Tom Cruise.
That's funny, I get it.
We'll accept that.
She's not in she's not in Short Circuit.
No, that's Ali Sheedy.
That's Ali Sheedy. That's a different.
And Ali Sheedy doesn't want to fuck the robot anyway.
No.
They're just friends.
Yeah.
She wants to fuck
Steve Guttenberg.
Steve Guttenberg for some reason.
Which is maybe weirder.
Why was he the thing? Steve Guttenberg was the thing, man. It was great.
He was the thing because Police Academy made more money than people thought it would.
Yeah.
He was unconventionally handsome.
Maybe it was because of this guy.
Chris Pratt is our generation Steve Guttenberg.
Chris Pratt's conventionally handsome.
Chris Pratt is this generation Steve Guttenberg. Steve Guttenberg is our generation Steve Guttenberg.
What?
He's
lost
saying
me.
funny things.
I said Chris Pratt was our generation Steve Guttenberg, but then I realized that Steve Guttenberg was our generation Steve Guttenberg.
Oh.
Chris Pratt is this generation Steve Guttenberg.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't think?
I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
Dick the Altar Boy. Thank you for subscribing. We very much appreciate it. I'm saying that, comedic actor took on larger blockbuster roles.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt. This generation Steve Guttenberg.
I thought we were talking about physical appearances. Are we not?
I think both are attractive, but they're not. There's a difference between Chris Pratt and Chris Hemsworth.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where I would say a Chris Hemsworth or even a Chris Evans, a lot of Chris's, or a Chris Pine. Those are more
all these attractive Chris's.
Women like charming, funny guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not
It's the only reason I have a fiance.
what do you call not like Adonises,
Sure.
like Chris Hemsworth.
Okay.
I got talking about handsome men again.
It keeps happening.
I'm sorry. Guttenberg never got ripped for a role, but it was a different time. That was a different time. Rich is a modern Adonis. You're right. Straight men, please stop trying to rank handsome guys. I'm just ranking them.
Hey, I am not involved with this in any way, shape, or form.
Literally, it's just me. And so, by the way, if you are attracted to men, you should not trust my opinion.
That's true.
On how I rank how good-looking men are. So, heads up.
Were you hoping this was the end? No. Another flaw
What card are you
on?
This is the 4th.
Nice.
A challenge for you.
Nice.
And a token.
That's true. Gutenberg is ripped now. He was on an episode of Party Down.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that
Really?
show? Hmm? He's ripped.
Good
He's a
for him.
muscular dude.
Good for him.
He played himself on that show. It was a funny episode. That's a good show if you haven't seen it.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about Seth MacFarlane. Someone is bringing up Seth MacFarlane's punchable face again. It's just, a general smugness.
I've got the ice sword.
Ooh, nice. And really, generally the characters that he is trying to play are usually schlubs, and he just does not look or act like a schlub.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem is A Million Ways to Die in the West is he's playing what should be like the Woody Allen role.
Yeah.
Because Woody Allen did that type of role. Like I don't know if you've ever seen Love and Death, but it's like he's in a different time period, but he's still Woody Allen, and that makes it funny.
Sure.
So he's trying to do that, but he's just so smug. Like he feels like and he just feels like he's above the material, and it doesn't work. You need like a schlubby.
But didn't he write the material?
He did.
He just he doesn't
Fueled by
understand.
ego.
He doesn't understand his own weakness, like where he can do a voice of Peter Griffin, but Peter Griffin is a fat schlubby dude, and so it's like he can get away with that kind of humor. But Seth MacFarlane, not a bad looking dude,
Yeah.
a handsome man, and I'm sure that he knows that he's handsome,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah, so he doesn't work for that type of role. Where
Right.
it's like, because in that movie, he's acting like just a modern guy. And that's supposed to be the juxtaposition. And that's what works so well for Woody Allen in something like Love and Death, because Woody Allen is awkward and
he's a
goofy
weird-looking
looking.
guy,
Yeah. And it works.
Yep. Much like Matt Stone and Trey Parker in Basketball, or any of their other movies. Someone is saying, "What do we think of them?" They're they're schlubby guys. They can get away with that style of humor.
Yes.
More goblins.
I hate those fucking
goblins
Get them
and
out
elves.
of get them out of your deck.
I can't. They're locked.
Oh, they're locked.
You
in
have to
right
beat the king of dust before you.
now? Because John Travolta is not handsome right now. Jack is calling every guy handsome tonight.
No, John Travolta's turned into a freak.
Yeah. So that's why I'm not calling him handsome.
Got my shield. Get rid of my shield, you jerk.
I do not want